if you ask a sort of a 5-year-old child to give you an indication of its surroundings, to see, you say, okay, what can you teach me about where you're from? What it's going to do is issue that crayon drawing that I was talking about. It's going to give you, you know, mum, dad and the kids and the dog on the side, stick figures, lots of colour, but two-dimensional. It's not going to be a very, I guess, complex, certainly not very accurate, but you can look after it, and if it's growing on the decent side, if they're well-educated young kids and they're looked after well, you can actually, it's something worth looking at later on in life, which I hope you saw that those early wines were. In terms of once they go into their teens, now they're going to, or 10-year-old, they'd still probably say the same thing. But you go a little bit further along from that into their teens, and now they're getting into their recalcitrant children, you know, they're like, one year they'll tell you one thing, the next year they'll tell you to piss off, you know, they're like, Rudy Bauer said something really important to me when I tried to present that to the Masters of Wine in the UK once. He said, no, it's not because the vines are being recalcitrant or they're getting into this teenage years, it's because the parents are being too overbearing. And it's a really astute comment, because I think once you get that first flush of youth and you get that love and you get that all of those wines that can issue that sort of stuff, you want to push it a little bit more and take it a little bit more. And I think that's what you got in that last half of that flight, is people trying to extract a bit more, get a little bit more newer, do a little bit more with it. And that sort of young teenage fruit just can't do that. Once you get past that, you start getting into some accuracy and some, you don't get into nobility, you certainly don't get into wisdom, but you get into some idea, some truth at least about the site. And I think that's what you're going to see in this next flight. This flight is like 20-year-old vines. It's where they're a little bit more precise, a little bit more eloquent. They haven't got any wisdom yet, that will be in the years to come, but at least now we've got some accuracy.